recording artist. I'm an independent Canadian electronic recording artist. Independent because I'm not signed to a major record label. I am Canadian. Yes, I am. I looked at some people. Just give me that. Okay. That's over. Okay. But I am Canadian. I'm very proud of that. Born and raised in southern Alberta. I call myself a recording artist because I've never considered myself a musician. To me, a musician is someone who plays guitar or violin. My instrument is a recording studio. All right, so Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, 1967, The Beatles. That's the album to me that made the vinyl record a genuine piece of art. Let me try and make this not pop. Genuine piece of art. Now, I've been making recordings for 35 years. The album's upstairs. Those are my real works of art. You can't hear me? That's good to know. Okay, so the records upstairs, those are my real pieces of art. I don't make t-shirts. I don't do live shows. I don't sell concert tickets. The only thing I do is I make records and sell them. Now, I've been very lucky. I've been very lucky in my life and in my career. I'm what people call truly blessed. Okay, I gotta stop crying. You have no idea how many of you people I've known for so long. It's just overwhelming. Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's cut that out. I'm thinking of something else. All right, so I'm what people call truly blessed, and I am sincerely grateful for that. I really am. My recordings sell all over the world. Germany, Italy, France, New York, LA, Memphis, Tennessee, Austin, Texas, Calgary, Alberta. I'm very, very proud to be on Veronica Pasica's label. She's out of New York, and her label is called Minimal Wave Records. She does these high-quality, obscure 80s minimal synth reissues. I'm also proud to be on Peanut Butter Wolf's label. He's out of Los Angeles. I've been on some of his compilations. I'm on iTunes, and I'm on CD Babies. If you don't know what CD Baby is, they've been around about 20 years, and they focus on the independent artist. Despite the name, they don't just do CDs. No, they don't. They do vinyl, they do downloads, they do everything. CD Baby collects royalties for everything from Xbox to Spotify, even Napster. Yeah, Napster. I just recently signed, well, last year I signed up for sync licensing. That's when people want to use your music in a film or a video, just caught a glimpse of my wife. Okay, anyways, CD Baby paid me sync license royalties for 3,545,000 streams last year. As an independent artist, that's a pretty huge number. We, meaning indies, we have worldwide distribution, we have complete artistic freedom, and companies like iTunes, they actually pay royalties. When you buy a song for 99 cents on iTunes, I get 63.7 cents. That goes to me. Yeah. The old record label model where artists got shafted, that's gone. It's gone, I tell you. And yet, I still hear musicians complain. They say things like, it's so hard now. There's so much competition. It's so hard. My response to that is, it's always been hard. It's no different now than 1982. Welcome to the music business. And welcome to my soundscape. Tonight we're going to celebrate a moment of quiet reflection in downtown Calgary. This is a very special night. This is only my third public appearance in Calgary in 20 years. But that's not what makes tonight special. No, it isn't. What makes tonight special, I'm going to come back to that. Just a minute. First, let's talk about the project. The Soundscape has 15 speakers, and every speaker is playing something different. There are 60 minutes per track. That means 15 hours of recordings. It's a lot. It took a long time. I spent 1,000 hours recording and mixing this project. There are 3 speakers that are based along the wall, and then there's 12 speakers in the ceiling. They're the round ones, not the square ones. I have a question. How many of you have heard of a 5-1 surround sound system? Raise your hands. That's it? You've never heard of a 5-1 surround sound system? Come on. Okay, technically, that system upstairs is a 12-3 surround sound system. Okay. It's broken into 3 sections, and there's 3 albums. So this is the first album. This is called Arts Common Soundscape, Part 1, Speakers 1 to 4. Okay? The middle section is called Arts Common Soundscape, Part 2, Speakers 5 to 8. Where the mini golf section is, that's speakers Arts Common Soundscape, Part 3, speakers 9 to 12. I know, right? Good titles. Wait, there's more. There's a 4th album called Arts Common Soundscape, Part 4, Supplemental. Okay. This album is only available online. It's called Supplemental because I want you, I'm asking you, to play the supplemental tracks on your phones tonight. And that's what makes tonight special. Instead of a 12-3 surround sound system, we want to make that into a 112-3 surround sound system. And your speakers are going to move around the space. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Okay? In theory, listen to this. In theory, you can play any of the tracks at any point, anywhere in the soundscape, and mixed with any number of cell phones and move around freely, and it's all going to fit together, in theory. I admit, I'm dying to try this because I don't know if it's going to work. But please participate, everybody, and let's try something crazy. I was going to say a few words about the posters upstairs. There's 4 pieces of art. I'm going to read this because I'm having trouble. Okay, those posters are the original artwork for the 4 album covers, and they've been photoshopped. So there's things in there that don't belong, like speakers and synthesizers. But the original photos, I shot those during the flood of 2013, when downtown Calgary was deserted. It was evacuated. I live 2 blocks from here, and 1 block from the mandatory evacuation zone. During that flood, no electricity for 8 days. That means no internet, no refrigerator, no lights, no cell phones. 8 days. Loved it. I loved it. I gotta tell you, it was like being in the movie I Am Legend. You know that movie?
Yeah.
Without the scary monster bits. Like, it was beautiful. It seems to me most of the pictures are of water, destruction, and people. Those are most of the pictures of the flood. My pictures might be the only ones of the empty downtown core. Now, when you buy an album, you don't just get the music, you get those pictures. Okay? Almost done. Oh, I didn't think I could survive that. I've got my sister from LA here. I've got my cousin here. I've got my sister from Rex here, Shoko. I've got my sister Tony from Irma. My son Tona is in here. My wife is in here. This is killing me. Okay, we got to make room for the drag queen, so I got to pick this up. Sorry. So everybody can hear me? Okay. I just want to say a few words about why I composed this piece of music. Well, I'm slowly but steadily getting older. And I'm consciously changing my lifestyle to fit the fact that I'm slowly and steadily getting older. Okay? And the first lifestyle change I've made is I have stopped consuming news. Done. Don't get me wrong. I know what's going on in the world. I don't have my head buried in the sand. But when I want to know about something, I can look it up. The internet's not there. That's what it's there for. It's not there to constantly update me. So I've stopped consuming news. The second lifestyle change I've made is I've slowed down the passage of time. You know how people say you get older and time starts to fly by? I disagree. It does not have to be that way. I don't believe that. I believe it is possible to slow down the passage of time. In fact, I know it's possible because I'm doing it. And I'm approaching 60. I fully expect the years to go by even more slowly by the time I'm 80. The third and final lifestyle change I've made is I've stopped being busy. When I was busy, it felt like I was getting more done, but I was not. No, I wasn't. I was not getting more done. I'm talking about being busy, not about being productive. Some people are very proud that their lives are so busy, and if you feel that way, that's okay, but it's not for me. I'm done. I've stopped being busy. So those are the 3 reasons why I composed this piece of music upstairs. I personally I personally find it very, very difficult to make changes in my lifestyle. So I created this piece of music to help me to break that addiction of busyness, to help me to break the addiction to news, and to help me slow down the passage of time. Now you may ask yourself, how does music do that? Well, to make this work, the only thing you need to take away from my talk tonight is this. Focus on the repetitive bass note. That note never changes. So focus on the repetitive bass note. It's just like focusing on your breathing when you meditate or pray. And lastly, focus on the repetitive bass note. That is where time slows down. Thank you.
All right. Oh, Denora, she's still here.
I got you.